Sometimes it's tough to tell the church apart from the world around it. And something we kind of talk about in our latest Candid Conversation that came out today, where Candy posed the question of which one is right? Which denomination of Christianity is right? And there are some estimations, I can't remember what it is, 15,000 or something like that, different denominations of Christianity in America. And you look at you have the big break-offs between Orthodoxy, Eastern Orthodoxy, Catholics, Protestants, a few more there. We can get into the Protestant ones, and there's so many different breakoffs. A couple of the other ones I don't know a ton about. Catholicism, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of break-off. There are little sects and groups, but they still kind of bow the knee to the Pope, central leadership. But the Protestant faith kind of broke away, and they had some leadership or councils that they report to. And all these different organizations and different flavors of Lutheranism, Methodism, Baptist churches, or whatever. And then the evangelicals, which was kind of the wild, wild west, where there was no central leadership or anything. And looking at this and what I was part of, it was a lot about ego. Church I was at was built upon separating from another church, and it was a hostile separation. There was a lot of contention, a lot of ill will between the two, name calling and other acts done upon each other, saying that they were heretics and going to hell and all this stuff, because they had egos and believed something a little different, couldn't find a compromise. I had another evangelical church where a pastor came back to his old church and usurped the young pastor in charge. And the young pastor didn't agree with this and started pointing out faults with the man's family and how they were acting, and that they were on mental health medication, and that wasn't proper to be a pastor, and you weren't performing to the checklist that God put out for us, so you shouldn't be a pastor. And started a whole bunch of infighting and separation there. And just all this going on. It all relates back to ego. My way or the highway. I have all the answers. I'm right. There's way too much I in that. And that's what's the problem with some of the world and our society today. I need it my way. I need to have it all or none. Political parties. I'm an elephant. I'm a donkey. Religious ideas. I'm this kind of flavor of Christian. I'm that flavor of Christian. And this is the way it has to be. And everyone needs to bow a knee and respect that and follow that in suit. But that is what divides us. That's what keeps us separate. That keeps us from unifying and finding common ground. We'll never move forward, because when a political party's in charge and they're running it that this is the only way to do it, eventually the other side's going to take over and start taking away all that stuff and doing what they want. And never in between the ground shall meet, because we don't want to work together. We have to be right. We have to be the ones with the truth and the answer. Once we can get rid of this ego and start looking and saying, what will work for me that will also benefit everyone else around me? What will make the world around me better that I can live with? Is when we'll actually start making progress and getting real stuff done in this world.